3, 2, 1.
What's up everyone, Dan here, Crypto Capital Venture. January 30th, it's around 7:11 Eastern time, doing a video. I even have, I have a nice glass of red wine for this video because we're gonna talk about the worst case scenario happening. It's on the top of everybody's minds. Entering a bear market, right? Let's jump right in and let's start. I hope this isn't too soon, but let's start with Charlie Lee's famous tweet. Sorry to spoil the party, but I need to rein in the excitement. Buying Litecoin's extremely risky. I expect us to have multi-year bear market like the one we just had, where Litecoin dropped 90% of value. So if you can't handle Litecoin dropping to $20, don't buy. Smiley face. I love how he put the smiley face. I think he did it because he knew he's really putting out some bad news that hurt a lot of people's feelings. But if you think about it, the market goes up or it goes down. He just kind of painted the picture for it possibly going down. I get the argument of he's a founder of Litecoin. It's, you know, there's no reason for him to do it, but hey, maybe he saved a lot of people some money because they said, oh wow, the market might go down. I have no problems with this tweet. I know a lot of people do, you might. And if you do, let me know in the comments. But let's use it for context to paint this picture. I took some time for you all, and I painted the picture on this chart. Here's the long-term chart for Bitcoin. And let's just look at it, what it would look like entering a bear market like the one Charlie just described. So let's bring out the drawing tools. If you notice, I even drew 2 years worth of downtrend bars. You know, I tapped into my artistic abilities and I painted the picture. So let's look at it. If you remember, 2013 entered the bear market to this bottom in 2015, around a 90%, you know, correction here. From there, we entered the bull market, which, you know, we're well aware of, reaching a new high and, you know, quickly bouncing off that high as we just lived through it, but 13,000% gains. And now we're entering a possible, you know, correction. It's up in the air of how big of a correction, but let's suppose worst case scenario, Charlie was right. Let's suppose, you know, people that are saying it's crashing and going all the way back down they're right. And let's look at it. Let's look at my artwork here. So 2 years, around 90% falling correction. And we're back, you know, we're in like the $2,000 Bitcoin range. So from there, what happens? Well, let's keep on with the scenario, and let's say that we get our 13,000% 13,000 or so percent bounce into a bull market. Well, now we're at a $240,000 Bitcoin in 2 years after the bear market. So I don't have the drawing for that, but you know, something like that. So, I mean, on paper, right, on the screen, it looks pretty smooth, and it's 4 years worth of playing out. And if you consider why a lot of people that are very bullish on Bitcoin and Litecoin, why they're saying $100,000 Litecoin in, you know, 2018, is because they see the potential to reach these heights. And so do I. I just, you know, I don't like really saying when it's going to happen because I'm still up in the air with where we are with this, but this is like an extremely worst case scenario in my opinion, because the one thing that separates us from back here and this 90% correction, I think, is just the market in general. I mean, we can look at market cap numbers. We can look at just the exposure that we have now with cryptocurrency, and most importantly, the adoption, I think, of the technology that's going to really start happening, I believe, in 2018. I don't think it's going to allow us to retrace down here like this. I will touch on one piece of, you know, and there's the drawing. I'll touch on this, which is this support. It's a trend line basically that hits on the, I think a low we had in July and a low we had in September. And it's kind of a support trend line that a lot of people are using right now for support for Bitcoin. And that's why you hear a lot of, $8,000 kind of being a really strong line or zone for support. So I think that's definitely a scenario we might see if we do continue in this correction right now, is an $8,000 touch. But I don't think we're going to be entering this, long-term 2-year bearish market. I don't think so. I could be wrong, and if I am, I'm still very long-term bullish on technology. And I think the investment will always be a good investment. So I'm sticking with that. I wanted to paint this picture because a lot of people are talking about it more and more. And it's kind of like the more we make this correction and we start tracing down, the more people are talking about it, because I think they're starting to become worried. And so why not just put it on the screen? There it is. That's kind of what it would look like. But we still, if you notice, we're still cruising up. We're still cruising up with this long-term trend line to the moon. So let's, what I do like, and I wanted to show you this, it's on CNBC. It's an article. I'm not sure when it was from, but I'll put it in the description. Projection for 2018. Julian Hosp, he's the co-founder of 10x, which is a crypto that I do like, and I want to do a video on this. But 10x, a firm that wants to make it easier for people to spend virtual currencies, told CNBC in December that Bitcoin could hit 60,000 in 2018, but could crash first. And Dave Chapman, managing director of cryptocurrency trading, said that Bitcoin could hit 100,000. So Julian Hosp in December, predicting 60,000, but a crash first. So far he's doing pretty good. We're definitely, since December, getting, I wouldn't call it a crash, but we're definitely getting this correction. And the question is, how long will it go? But perhaps it could bounce off the support at 8,000 eventually, and we can start retracing back up to a $60,000 Bitcoin like he predicted. It's all up in the air. Nobody knows. It's fun to look at. It's fun to theorize what might happen. But I thought it would be cool to kind of just put it on the screen, check it out, and imagine living through it. What would you do? And that's the big question to ask. And at the end of the day, that's why we do charting. That's why we do technical analysis. Isn't to predict something happening. It's to put it on the screen and to say, if this happened, what would we do? So what would you do? I put that question out there. I know what I would do in this area. And I think it's smart to have a plan. Always smart to have a plan. So I hope you enjoyed my drawing. I hope you enjoyed this video and kind of just taking a look at what the worst case scenario looks like. But really curious of your thoughts. What would you do in this scenario? Would you buy more? How long-term bullish are you on the space and Litecoin and Bitcoin? Let me know your thoughts. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you watching, hanging out with me. I will see you on the next video, and God bless.